Hey guys, what I wanted to talk about today is one of my favorite children's films, known as My Neighbor Totoro. Most of you have probably already heard about this by now, but it is definitely one of my favorite children's films of all time, and I want to tell you why. But I think Roger Ebert did a very good review of it, so I wanted to start with a paragraph from his review. It says, "Here is a children's film made for the world we should live in, rather than the one we occupy. A film with no villains, no fight scenes, no evil adults, no fighting between the kids, no scary monsters, no darkness before the dawn. A world that is benign. A world where, if you meet a strange, towering creature in the forest, you curl up on its tummy and have a nap." Oh man, and that still gets me every time I read it. This movie, it's it's not made for the type of perspective that we have when we're adults, and um, typically adults movies, a lot of them will have themes, or at least parts of them, where they focus on revenge, they focus on anger or hatred, or just really bad things that are vile and things that don't make you feel good because they're rotten to the core. They're things that make human life unenjoyable. But from a child's perspective, a lot of these things aren't there nearly to the degree that they are when we become older. So what My Neighbor Totoro does successfully is takes you into the perspective of a child and how a child would think about things that happen in everyday life. I mean, these kids, they're imaginative, they look at everything with wonder, and they're not they're not afraid, they're not nervous. I mean, unless something really bad is happening, they just they look at the world and they're innocent, and that's how children are. I mean, if you've ever seen two kids fighting with lightsabers or walking through the forest wearing hats and parading around, you know that incredible sense of joy that kids get from just being able to pretend. And that's really how this movie makes you feel. It starts off with two young girls, Mei and Satsuki, driving with their father and all of their possessions out to the countryside to move into a new house and a new environment. The house that they move into is gigantic and has a really large yard, and it's next to a great forest with a great towering tree known as a camper tree. And um, they they have a lot of fun cleaning the house, moving in, seeing all the quirks of it, seeing just what stuff lurks around the corner as they explore the house, and they get to meet the strange, well, not so much strange, but interesting neighbors such as the nanny who lives close by, and a young boy who goes to the school who believes the house is haunted. And as the story goes on, they meet different characters in the woods. They go on adventure, and they have dreams, or you're supposed to think they're dreams, and the story takes you down this road of just seeing where this imagination takes these two young kids. And it's really, really fun to watch, and the characters are fantastic. The dad is a really nice dad. He's not sarcastic, he's not mean, he's just the right dad, and he's fun to be around, he loves to joke, he works great with the kids. I mean, uh, working at the school seems like just just a school that you'd be in. Like, everything about the world is believable, but while also being fun and innocent. And it really what makes this movie magical is it makes you feel like a child. And what most movies try to do is they try to bring you into an environment and get invested in the world. And My Neighbor Totoro does it more than almost any children's movie I've ever seen. It really brings you into the mindset and the just awe and innocence of a child, and that's what makes it so great. I mean, I don't want to give away too much of the story because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but it's an absolutely fantastic movie. It does things differently than any other children's movie. It's really good, It's one of the most superb ones I've ever seen, and I can't heap enough praise on it. It just sounds like I'm doting on it too much. But really is a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I strongly advise it. Um, Definitely take a watch of My Neighbor Totoro. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on My Neighbor Totoro. Feel free to subscribe, and have a nice day.